It feels like for the past few years, all we've done is talk about how garbage kids' content on YouTube is today. And we've been entirely correct in doing that, at least in my opinion. Hell, you can make the argument that all online content has gone horribly downhill. 3/4 of all YouTube shorts or TikToks are stolen ideas or reposts, and it wasn't always like this. Kids' content has absolutely taken a blow, and that's undeniable. But recently I've been wondering, how does it compare to kids' content from 5 to 10 years ago? Now listen, I'm not going to be sitting here and telling you that the kids' content today is good, but rather asking, were we that much better? This is hard for me. I'm putting myself in danger here. I'm going to be nearly defending fucking Skibbity Toilet in this video, but I'm going to try my best to give a somewhat unbiased opinion. Now, to examine content today, I'm going to have to do a deep dive to figure out what they would actually watch. So I'm going to be creating a new account, searching up a bunch of shit that a 10-year-old would search up and just observing what the algorithm throws at me. To compare this to kids' content before is going to be trickier. I don't want to just pick the tolerable channels. That would be unfair, so I won't. We're going deep. Sure, we're talking Smosh, but we're also talking Fred. We're talking Annoying Orange, and god damn it, we might even be talking Jeffy. I want to make this as unbiased as possible, so I'm going to be watching a lot of dog shit. So, let's start off with the new content. The first thing I did was make an account on YouTube Kids and search up Skibbity Toilet. And to my surprise, that search term was blocked. I figured it was the toilet part of the phrase, so I deleted that and tried again, but still blocked. By the way, I have no idea what this picture of a cat parachuting is trying to depict. I know how it relates to my situation of wanting to watch Skibbity Toilet and they won't let me. I don't know why they're showing it to me. So, it turns out that YouTube Kids has completely blocked Skibbity as a search term. You can look up toilet, you can look up poop, you can look up feces, you cannot look up pee, however. That and Skibbity are off limits. Immediately, this gave me a little bit of hope. You know, YouTube Kids is trying to monitor what kids are seeing, at least a little bit. Granted, you can get past the search block by just taking off the last I and searching Skibbid. But maybe some of these kids haven't figured that out. However, a lot of kids definitely did figure that out. And a lot of kids aren't on the specific YouTube Kids websites, they're just on plain old YouTube. So, despite the search ban, we still have to talk briefly about Skibbity Toilet. I'll start off saying this. In my opinion, this is worse than all the other content we're going to be talking about in this video. And something tells me I won't face too much backlash for saying that. I really don't feel as if I have to go in depth here. This is just nothing. It's nothing at all. As much as lore can be talked about, it is nothing. It seems like it takes effort to make. That doesn't mean it's not horrible. It would take effort for me to eat 5 pounds of oysters in one sitting and shit it all out, but I'm not going to record it and put it on YouTube. I'm probably not going to do it at all, come to think of it. But while I really don't like this stuff, I'd be remiss if I were to pretend that this is far worse than anything we've ever seen kids watch on this website. It just frustrates me that this dude is making more money in a few months than I'll see in my lifetime. So now, with Skibbity Toilet out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the content on YouTube Kids these days. One of the most prolific kids creators I ran into was Ninja Kids TV. And with 22 million subscribers, you better believe they know how to make a YouTube video. They definitely have a much higher budget than most other channels since they can rent out this entire fucking school for a 6-minute video. And upon first glance, their content seems to hold up pretty well. I started off with Being Awesome, Ninja Kids music video. And I'll admit, I kind of turned my brain off, and I thought it was alright. It seems like it sends out a fine message for kids, whatever. I rewatched it, though, and actually paid attention, and this was when I realized that it's fairly shit. The video starts with this girl, Susie, being dropped off at what has to be the most beautiful elementary or middle school I've seen in my life. Her mom asks her in the car, "Hey, do you have friends?" And the girl says, "Oh yeah, look right there, they're my friends." And her mom goes, "Okay, you should invite them to your birthday party then." And she goes, "Okay, bye mom, love you," and she bounces. So obviously, she's a loser. No friends. We get the normal bullying montage that we always get with these kinds of videos until she meets the almighty Ninja Kids. They go up to her and say, "Hey, you should dance in this cafeteria." She goes, "No, who the fuck are you guys?" And they go,
"Who are we?" It started with the Power Ranger movie we did.
and they burst into song. Now, obviously, with the setup we've been given, this song should be about being yourself and making friends. Instead, the Ninja Kids, these self-centered fucks, just rap about themselves for the entire fucking song. Okay, let's take a look at these lyrics. Don't ever let us catch you with your guard down relaxing. So they start off threatening you. Great. Battling dragons or taking on another giant. Gymnast, jump kick. Watch me do a front flip. Pull-ups or a high bar. Doesn't matter. I'll take it. There's no advice in this song for Susie. There's no, hey, Susie, just be yourself and talk to people and you'll make friends. It's just, I can do a backflip, Susie. I fought a dragon. Did you know that? We're ninjas. Okay. To be fair, there is one piece of advice in this song. Try to do it like the Ninja Kids. You mean like braggadocious jackasses? The only piece of advice these assholes can give is be more like us. Yeah, go up to people and talk to them about how you fought dragons, which I doubt is true. Anyways, the song ends with a bunch of girls going up to Susie and literally begging for an invitation to her birthday party. I imagine they thought it was awesome that Susie was able to put up with the Ninja Kids for more than 3 minutes without just socking one of them in the face. I would like to note as well that at the beginning, Susie walks up to a group of girls who are talking about dancing and she goes, dancing. I love to dance. And they just tell her to fuck off. Just going up and talking to people didn't get her friends. What got her friends was the Ninja Kids talking to her and rapping about themselves. So, it kind of seems like the message being sent out here is, don't try to meet new people. Stay in your bubble unless the holy Ninja Kids rescue you. I don't know if you could tell, I was disappointed by the Ninja Kids. Nevertheless, I kept trudging through the muck. A very common theme among these videos is that the kids are at the forefront. And obviously, this doesn't mean that the kids made the videos in most cases, but it means that they're usually just reading off the script that mom and dad wrote for them. In some cases, the quality definitely seems to indicate that the parents kind of let the kid do the creative work, which I think is generally better than hiring some adults to write scripts. If you're putting the kid in a content creation project, at least let them do what they want. Don't just like puppet them around, or else you end up with... Honestly, with some of these videos, like some videos by these guys called the Stokes twins, I think I would have actually enjoyed them as a child. This is not to say that they are good videos, because that is not at all what that means. As I watch this now, I'm woefully unentertained.
In the back! Are you sleeping?
Why do I feel like something violent is about to happen to that poor kid?
This is what happens when I catch you sleeping in my class! Detention! No!
However, I was kind of a dumb kid. It might actually be a bad sign that my younger self may have enjoyed this, come to think of it, but it does mean that the videos are generally entertaining, which does matter. Enough of the new stuff though, let's take a look back to kids' content back in the day. So, I looked through all the channels that people watched when I was a bit younger, and overall, I can't believe I watch this every day. I can't believe that anybody watched this every day. The Jeffy videos are by far the worst. We've known this. Each and every video is lazy garbage that could be, and very possibly is, written by AI. Some close runner-ups are Fred and Annoying Orange. The difference between these is that Fred and Annoying Orange actually have real jokes, as in like setups that lead to punchlines. Obviously, some of the jokes are still complete garbage, but at least Fred and Annoying Orange have some somewhat creative gags, like one every 5 minutes or so. Jeffy has nothing. Zero. And unfortunately, we have to check under just about every rock here.
Alright, Pepper, George, here's your weapons. Now, go wreck some filthy scrubs.
I swear I sat down and watched this shit for hours. hours and hours just looking at this overstimulating nonsense. And then I clicked on the bottom and saw I was less than 2 minutes in. I almost cried. Honestly, watching this, I get very much the same feeling I get from watching Skibbity Toilet. I get the same feeling that I'm completely wasting my time, and then I feel a wet feeling on my shoulders, and oh, it's my melted brain dripping out of my skull. So, to sit here and act like this is better just because I watched it as a kid just seems stupid and almost narcissistic, because this sucks. Here's what I'll say. A lot of the content back then was still kind of nothing. And it's a video of a dude with a pitched up voice just splashing around in an inflatable pool for a few minutes, or a video of an orange with a mouth transposed onto it. Sure, some of the jokes were sort of creative, but a lot of them weren't. And then there's Smosh, which actually shocked me. And no, we're not talking about modern Smosh, because that's not what I watched every day when I got home from school in 3rd grade. And also because I just don't really like it. And also because I think it's a very good representation of what content that kids watched back then was actually like. We were at a point here when YouTube was just a website, not a way to make a living. Generally speaking, the people who were making content on YouTube just genuinely enjoyed it. But now, all of these channels are run as businesses, not just as fun, creative outlets. And I can't really blame them. Money's pretty cool, especially when you're living on your own and need it to survive. But it does take some of the charm out of the content. When I watched some of the old Smosh videos, there were some moments at which I genuinely laughed. It was just a few, but I'm also not 8 anymore. So the fact that I can still enjoy something I enjoyed an entire decade ago is pretty fucking cool to me. They managed to pump out creative, interesting, entertaining content on a very regular basis because they seem to love doing it. And because they love doing it, it was that much more enjoyable to watch. When you watch the videos, you don't get the sense that there's someone behind the camera writing the scenes for them, or there's some producers telling them what to do. You just feel like you're watching a few guys have fun. And that's why I believe that this type of content is probably more fun to watch for kids than the stuff we'll find on YouTube Kids right now. More specifically, the content that the parents are making, but making the kids act out so it seems more relatable. Here's the thing. For the most part, when you're watching these kinds of channels where young kids are at the forefront, one of two boxes is essentially always left unchecked. A, the content is genuine, and B, the content is good. Now, unfortunately, elementary school kids can't really make good content on their own. Seriously, they can't. If you're 10 and watching this, please feel free to prove me wrong. So, for their content to be as genuine as the old Smosh videos, they have to sacrifice quality. This is why when we go on YouTube Kids, or when I go on YouTube Kids, because you guys aren't wasting your time doing this because you're smart, the content with the kids at the forefront is either overwhelmingly artificial or just kind of bad. This isn't meant to criticize the kids. Of course, they're doing the best they can at a job they, in my opinion, shouldn't be doing at all. But here's my question. If you're going to have your kid watch some shitty 10-year-olds jokes on YouTube Kids, why not just have your kid hang out with a real-life 10-year-old and let them develop some social skills in the meantime? I'm no parent. Hell, I'm just barely not a kid. But I just feel like watching this stuff should definitely not be prioritized over hanging out with your friends. Side note, another reason that I think I'm assuming I'm not alone here, liked watching Smosh's stuff so much as kids is because it felt cool. I was like 9 watching these 20-year-olds dick around and say fuck, and that felt like the coolest thing in the world. You can bet your ass I wasn't watching any kids that were anywhere near my age on YouTube, because this was back in the age of small-scale content creation, and the kids my age were just uploading a video of them petting their dog and breathing really hard in the background or some shit. That wasn't what I wanted to watch. I think that kids' content today and back then on YouTube offered different merits. First off, I'm not judging anything off Skibbity Toilet or MLG YouTube Poops, because we know those are ass, and that's not what everyone watches. Every era has doo-doo garbage, so we're going to mostly discount that. I'll say this. Smosh's stuff is always going to hold a special place in my heart. but I'm not going to pretend like it's the most nourishing stuff in the world for a little kid still developing brain. But it did have content that was really fun to watch. I would argue that content for kids on YouTube today is less fun to watch, but probably at a worthy cost. Some of the content is actually helping kids learn and develop social awareness and all that good stuff, which is valuable and something that, as far as I know, wasn't really available on YouTube back when I was growing up. So, which one is better? I have no clue. But what I do know is that this should be put on the back burner compared to just hanging out with other kids. Because even though I enjoyed my Smosh back in the day, I wish that I had spent more time making friends and playing outside. So here, if a kid's on his 5th Ninja Kids video of the day, and the neighbors are playing kickball outside, tell the kid to go play some fucking kickball. By the way, I know I haven't uploaded in a ridiculous amount of time. I'm sorry about that. I have no idea what the future of this channel looks like. I just graduated high school and I am off to college in the fall. And honestly, I really enjoyed making this video. So there is a world where I continue to do this, but if I do, it will probably be more of a creative outlet than anything else. I will not be uploading weekly and treating this as a job or whatever. I'll just be doing what makes me happy and seeing where it takes me. Side note, Ninja Kids boxing match whenever you want, man. Thank you all for watching and staying subscribed during my giant absence. It honestly does mean the world to me. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, whatever you want. Thank you, and have a good one.